So I know it's kind of weird to review a game 3 times, but this finally came out like 2.5 years later. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big NeoGeo fan. Really love the NeoGeo Pocket. I have one that I've modded. I have the adapter for the analog Pocket. And also, you know, I've done videos where for the NeoGeo Pocket Collection that came out, when that came out, I did one for Pix and Love, I did one for Limited Run Games because I got both versions. And then when NeoGeo Pocket Collection 2 came out, actually the guys at NeoGeo reached out to me and gave me a code so I could review the game, which I will include in this video also, just as a refresher if you haven't seen it. But also I ordered the Limited Run and the Pix and Love version. Now, usually Pix and Love makes a slightly better quality thing, but in this case they're both different because Pix and Love, they're European, so their stuff has like the snapback boxes and stuff, while Limited Run Games is kind of doing the American version where it's like a cardboard open up type thing. So they're both different and cool for different reasons, which is why I bought them both. However, for the first time like ever, Pix and Love just did not release this game, and I bought it forever ago, like I said, like 2.5 years ago or something like that. Very much not like that company. I don't want this to like dissuade you from buying stuff from them. This is the only game to in my personal experience that has taken so long to come out, and I've reached out to them several times. The main reason being is they didn't want to put out this collector's edition without being complete, and I guess something happened with the manufacturer who makes the cards, because they included cards basically for the Capcom vs SNK card clash, like a physical version of it, and something went horribly wrong with that, and you know, it snowballed, and that's what took so long. I'm not making excuses for them, I'm just saying that's what happened. But that said, this guy finally came in. I got the Capcom version. They made a Capcom and an SNK version. They're identical as far as the contents. It's just the box is different. One's yellow with Capcom characters, one's blue with SNK characters. But anyway, I'm going to open this guy up for you, and then I'm going to include my review of every single game that's on this in case you haven't seen that video, or you just now got this, or maybe you want to get it now, or maybe you're just interested in getting the game. But either way, let's check this out. So it's going to be hard for me to say if this was worth the wait or not, because the quality that Pix and Love does is always so superior that like I feel like I'm very biased towards it. But let's just check this out together. I'm going to be honest, you know, sometimes in past videos I've been like, man, I ordered that so long ago I forgot what was in it. I honestly 1000% forgot what was in this. But first off, heavy chipboard box, super nice, glossy. I'll flip it over, there's the back. I'm not boy, but let's see what all comes in here. It's a 2-piece box, and it's really snug, so I'm just trying to get it off. So there we go. Okay, it is numbered. That's cool. Forgot about that. So numbered, oh my gosh, oh, you get some cool stuff in here. So numbered, I got 162 out of 1,000. Yeah, so that's nice. I'm gonna put this in the lid. Here are the infamous cards that made it take so long to get here. I think that's what this is. Oof, I hate these kind of boxes where you can tear the tabs. Yeah, so these are the cards. Okay, so it feels like these are the cards. Yeah, they're heavy. And this is maybe counters or something. But see, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't know if I'm going to open these. Only because I've talked about this on the channel before. When you have like these cardboard boxes where you take them out, they have this little thing on the side where the corners meet. And I always tear them. Always. I am not good at opening these without tearing them. And I'm not gonna lie, it took so long to get, I don't want to mess with these right now. So I apologize. That's not normally like me. Usually I unbox everything, but I just, right now, I know I'm gonna tear these and I'm not in the zone. Maybe I can just, nah, these things are really tight. I'm gonna leave that for now. But look at that. It has the card game rules, so it shows you how to play at least. We can go through this. This is what the cards would have looked like. In fact, this is probably even better because you can actually see the card gigantically. So this is how you play the game. So that's cool. Maybe if I become braver, I will play this with friends, but I'm going to be honest with you. I just played this on the collection because it is a game and it's cool. I mean, it's neat they had a physical version of it, but I don't think I'm going to be sitting down with my friends anytime soon and playing this. But look, they have a full set of instructions, which is neat. And, you know, what are you going to do? And that's actually why there's 2 boxes, right? SNK, Capcom, so it's the full shebang. So put that aside. What is this? Ooh, this is kind of cool. It's kind of heavy chipboard. And you flip it. Oh, it's the actual boards to play the game. So you get 2 boards to play the game. Look at that. And they're like magnetic, so they close in the. All right, maybe I actually will open this up and play the game because this is actually way cooler than I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to lie to you. So that is neat. So 2 boards to play the game, the rules, and the cards themselves. Like I said, I'll open the cards at a later date, just because I don't want to be a super douche for not opening them for you. You know, this is kind of what the cards would look like. So it has the card name, battle points, soul points, and the full instructions on how to play. So neat, neato. Was it? This is probably so. You know, I was kind of confused when they're like, "Oh, this is the reason why the thing was delayed." But it came with like this kind of stuff. Like this is different than just printing cards. So, I mean, I'm once again not defending them, but I can I get it, I guess. Here's one thing that's cool though is they have the shock box for the game, like the original ones for the NeoGeo Pocket Color. So you put your Switch card in there. Super cool. And here we have so it looks like some art cards. So yeah, Battle of Paradise, that weird Ganbar game. I go over these games, by the way, in my original review, so I'm going to show them all here as well. But just showing you what's up. Biomotor Unitron, Big Bang, Pro Wrestling, and of course the Card Fighters Clash. So these are all really cool art cards, really nice, high quality. Here's the game itself. So they have like one of these little cardboard slip guys, because I think you could possibly have gotten this on PlayStation as well. So it probably would fit a PlayStation game if you didn't have that slip in there. We're going to open the game. I know usually we do this last, but I'm just going to go in order of the box. Oh, there's actually another art card that I missed. Home Run Baseball. Baseball All-Stars Color. Oh, another one. Man, what am I doing? I'm shortchanging the hell out of you guys. Get back in there. Pocket Tennis. Pocket Tennis Color. Gosh, another one. What the... My God, okay. Last but not least, Neo Cup 98 Plus in color. Oof. Sorry for that. Anyway, the game, as you would have gotten it, has the game on the inside, reversible cover art. It looks like a full manual. So the manual is nice. It's in color. Shows you all the games. So you got all of them in here. Biomotor Unitron. I don't remember. I remember going through all these games in my original review, which I'm just going to tack on in here. That's like a Pokemon game, also like Metabots. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, look, it just has all the games, all the everything. Yeah, so that's neat. You know, if you wanted to just get the cartridge, that's what you get. Let's see what else we got here. Got an art book, looks like, or it's something. It's long. It's not an art book. Oh, this is cool. I don't remember this with the last one. Then again, the last one was really old. But it's like extra art that you could slide into the this case here. So it looks like they put Card Fighters in, but they have it for all of them. So you could just have like the actual like main game, and then all of the separate games that they have. you could put them in. That's really cool. That's super cool. Whoa. Ah. That's neat. I like that. I like that a great deal. Especially because this game, it's only Japanese, and it's kind of funny because I have it complete in box, but it actually came in a cardboard box because Japan didn't do the shock boxes. It was Europe only, which is why these guys do this, because they're a European company. Get back in there. Is that everything you get? I think so. I think that's the whole shebang. The whole kit and caboodle, they would say. But yeah, so that's everything you get in here. Without further ado, I'm going to go back in time and show you guys the actual game. So if you watched my last review, you'll know that a lot of the features between Volume 1 and Volume 2 are the same. That being said, like, mainly you can open up the case itself, see the clamshell case, open it up and see the game inside of the plastic holder. Open that up and see the cartridge itself and flip it around, which is pretty cool. They have the manuals, and you can flip through the manuals and read them up, how to see how to play. You can check them out on the main screen or in the screen in the middle of the actual game itself if you need kind of a refresher while you're playing. A really cool thing, though, is some of these games are Japan only, and they have translated the manuals, so you can actually know what the heck you're doing, or at least navigate yourself through, because it will be a little challenging to play some of these games without it being in English. When you're in the game itself, of course, you can go through and have the rewind feature, which is great. You can only rewind a little bit, but, you know, I'm sure if you're going to rewind, you're probably doing it immediately. Like I said, they have the manual in there, and also they have the different, just like the first one, the different kind of NeoGeos. In fact, every single NeoGeo Pocket Color you could have bought, you could use that as a border or have no border. You can also put on the kind of pixelated scan lines or not. So really cool features, but you know, hey, let's go ahead and just jump into these games. So the first game on here is Baseball Stars, and I'm not gonna lie, I was absolutely horrible at this game. I tried my best, right? I will say I want to show both sides here. So the game itself is pretty simple. You mainly play the pitcher on the not batting side, and then when the opponent hits the ball, then you run around with the other characters, grab it and throw it. You know, it's baseball. I will say that it took me, I think I lost like 13 points before I finally got to bat, and batting is much easier. But either way, this game's a little bit of a challenge. I mean, think back, this is 8-bit essentially, but think back to like the NES era, and that's kind of what you're getting. Not remarkable. I'm also not a sports game guy. There are some sports games I really like. In fact, you'll see one later on in this video. But on the whole, I'm not like the biggest guy to be pointed at for these kind of games. But you know, if you are, it's on there, and you know, they really, just like anything SNK, they really go above and beyond with the limitations. Some of these animations are pretty cool, but you know, this one is to me just an okay one. Now the next game on here is this wrestling game, and I'm not gonna lie, I really do prefer the fighting games that SNK has. Usually the 2D fighters, but this game was pretty dang cool. The characters, of course, all look really neat. But you know, the NeoGeo Pocket Color is a 2-button device, so essentially you have grab and you have punch, and you know, you can kind of do a little bit more by utilizing the D-pad or the joystick in this case to kind of, you know, fill out some more moves for these characters. Once again, a pretty simple game. All these games are pretty simple. You know, they are handheld, like early generation handheld games, but this one really stands out to me. The animations for what they have are great. It's really cool. So far, you know, if I was to just compare the first 2 games I've played, this one is like leagues above the baseball one. But hey, let me know what you think. This game is pretty dang fun. So this next game is really kind of cool to be on this list. I was surprised this wasn't in Volume 1, because this is a pretty good game. This is a full-on RPG called Biomotor Unitron. This actually did come out in the US. It is like really cool. You essentially think like Metabots meets Pokemon, because it's not like a Metabots like in the sense that like it's an action RPG. It's definitely turn-based, but it's Metabots in the sense that you like totally customize your robot. You know, arm weapons, leg type, core type, head, all sorts of stuff. Essentially, you pick what race you want to play as. You go through the town. The menuing system kind of reminds me of maybe Monster Rancher or something like that, because you don't really go around as far as like walking around town. It's all menu based. But then you go to the arena and fight, and it is really cool. Your robots, you know, all of their
Animations are, you know, basically like slashes and punches, kind of like Pokemon, but your sprite is based on the weapons and stuff that you have equipped. You fight in tournaments to get money and level up and etc, etc. It's a cool RPG. It's a very overlooked RPG. Obviously, it was kind of relegated to just this system, but it is very cool, and I highly, highly recommend playing this one. Okay, so this game was definitely a Japanese exclusive, Ganbar Neo Pokecoon. I don't know what you do in this game. I should probably read the manual a little better, but from just what I have slightly figured out, it's kind of like Tamagotchi in the sense like you don't actually play, you just kind of watch this guy. And every time I press a button, something crazy happens. Like some guy walks in and does all sorts of crazy stuff or whatever. I know every single time you press the A button, the ceiling light turns into an alarm and your guy runs and smashes into the wall. The other thing I know is every time that happens, it brings you to a different menu, and the more different things I have seen, the higher these little percentages go. The higher the percentages go, once they go to 100%, you unlock weird mini games like, you know, I don't know, this weird thing where you're flying an H around, or, you know, like Arkanoid. It's a very strange game, very interesting. It's probably funnier if you understand Japanese. On the whole, pretty odd duck. Probably skippable, but hey, it's on here, and you know, that's kind of neat in and of itself. So King of Fighters Battle Paradise is like Mario Party. In fact, it just is Mario Party. I will say that this is another Japanese game, and it is half and half as far as like, is it very playable in English? I say half and half because the first mini game I came across, very self-explanatory. Basically, it's like you versus the other player, and you know, targets pop out of these bushes, you blast them. Whoever blasts the most in the time limit wins. The other one I had, though, it seemed to be asking questions specific about the characters that were popping on screen. And because of that, I obviously didn't stand a chance because I don't read Japanese. So I don't know how many games depend on you knowing Japanese or not, but there are some. And on those, unless you're lucky, you're going to lose. So once again, I don't know if I can really recommend this one to play. It is cool. I mean, it's Mario Party, essentially, with SNK characters, but, I mean, the fact that some of the games really, really rely on you being able to read Japanese kind of puts a real damper on it. Now, this is a game I am so glad is on here because it is very, very, very expensive. It is very expensive. Trust me. It is just like a great game, though. If you've ever played the original Mega Man the Power Fighters 1 and 2 are arcade games. These are kind of a handheld port. Granted, it's a little bit, you know, obviously downgraded, right? Because it's a handheld port. But, you know, this game is awesome. I mean, so much so that I literally bought a copy for myself, as I just showed. But it is really fun. And the fact that the manual is in English, now I can kind of like see exactly what I'm doing. Although I kind of knew what I was doing because it literally mirrors the arcade game. But essentially, you're going through, you beat a bad guy, get the power, use the power to beat, you know, the bad guy with the weakness to the power, etc, etc. It's just fun. It's really cool. I like that you can play as Mega Man, Proto Man, and Bass in 1, and Mega Man, Proto Man, Bass, or Duo in 2. This is a game that I like. To me, it makes the whole purchase worth it. I mean, this game alone is worth multiple times over the cost of the whole collection. And if you're a Mega Man fan or a NeoGeo fan, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Okay, so then we got soccer, and I'm not gonna lie, this is another sports game that I was not good at. I do think that the screen being so small does not help it that much. They do make up for that with like having arrows kind of showing where you have people off screen, so you know, kind of aim for the arrow if you're trying to pass to yourself. But in general, I don't know. I mean, once again, I'm not the biggest sports game guy, but this one is kind of egregious in the sense that you're stuck with such a small screen. But you have to, because I mean, like if you made it bigger, the sprites would have to be smaller and it would look worse. I don't know, this is a pass for me, but if you're into soccer games and maybe you have nostalgia for this one, you know, check it out, but it's definitely just a pass for me. Now, earlier when I said that there was a sports game I really did like on here, it is this one. It is tennis. I don't know, maybe I'm a huge Mario Tennis fan. I like tennis a lot, honestly, in real life. I really like this game, though. It plays really good. I mean, all these games play really good. I cannot emphasize how much just NeoGeo, SNK in general, like, they really knock it out of the park when it comes to their games and the game feel. And this is no different. This is a really great tennis game. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I mean, it's really, really fun. It's so cool how they can get away with so much with 2 buttons. But hey, you know, you be the judge on this one. I highly recommend playing this one. If there's one sports game on this collection to play, definitely play tennis. So I have seen this game many times. I've never actually checked it out. It's called Puzzle Link. I guess there's an English version because I have seen it before. I didn't know what it was about, and when I saw it, when I started playing it, I thought it was kind of be like Bubble Bobble, which is like, you know, an SNK game, or Bust a Move, which is like an SNK game. But it is not, and I really like it. I don't know how to explain it. It's cool. You kind of make these paths that connect the different colors, and when they're connected, they all blow away. And then you can kind of, each button on the face pad switch to a different color, so you can get rid of blue, get rid of red, in this case. You can also play against other people. I'm just doing endless right now, but I had a great time playing this game. This is a cool puzzle game, one that I will definitely go back and revisit, but yeah, I really recommend this one. This game is just really, overall fun. Now, this is another really cool game, and I'm half and half on games like these. They had a card battle game for Monster Rancher I really loved on the Game Boy Color, but this is the Capcom vs SNK card battle game. It is really cool. The rules are very easy to grasp. I mean, in fact, I didn't even look at the rules. I just kind of jumped in just to try it. This is a game that I don't personally own. I've seen it here and there. It's usually not too expensive. But, you know, I was never really sure. But now I got to play it, and wow, it's great. I mean, they have ability cards. They have, you know, basically cards for different characters. It plays similar to, I never really got into Yu-Gi-Oh, but I know in Yu-Gi-Oh the whole thing is whittle down your enemy to fight their actual opponent's life points. That's how this works. You set down your characters, and once they have no way to defend or whatever, you go and kind of go straight for their life points. And it's cool because different character cards have different abilities where you can maybe stack them up and both attack at the same time, or all sorts of stuff. Overall, this one is really cool. I mean, like, this is another one that's really kind of worth the price of admission, which really kind of rounds out the whole collection. Out of the 10 games, personally, I mean, there's like more than half of them I would really say are worth a good play. A couple more maybe worth checking out, and a couple more that aren't that great. But I think on the whole, it's really cool. I really like the first collection for the fighting games, obviously, but this one did not let down at all. I mean, there's some really cool stuff in here, some really rare stuff in here, and just, you know, you're gonna have a good time for sure.
So like I said, I was already a fan from forever ago, and I already had ways to play the game, so I wasn't too hurt about not having this for a while. But I will say that, you know, the long wait really did suck. But what do you think? Do you think the content's worth the wait? Do you think this is something that would have interested you, or it does interest you? I don't know if because of what happened, if like they have it available for sale on their website. Usually these things are pre-order only, but you know, check it out. I haven't looked, and I'm too lazy to stop the video and look now. But hey, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think down below. That's going to do it for us today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you haven't, please do. It'd be phenomenal. But as always, my friends, take it easy.